Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from MouseSteps.com.
And this is episode number 97.
97.
Of MouseSteps Weekly.
Sponsored by Theme Park Connection in Orlando, Florida.
You know, we have Mother's Day and Easter coming up very soon for Easter.
And Father's Day,
That's
too.
right. Lots of goodies to be gotten there.
And this week we're going to be talking about the Disney Magic Cruise. And we actually were asked by a number of our viewers whether we could kind of compare some of the different amenities.
Yes,
and
the dream
such.
to the magic, because we've been on both of them in the last few months. So here we go. We actually started our talk on the magic at the end of last week's show. So we're going to continue off on the morning of day 2. Here we are at the Bahamas, Nassau.
Right, and we got off the ship again, less time this time than our last cruise.
But I actually went for a little walk on the promenade deck in the morning, and I ran into Sport Goofy.
And you weren't even looking for him. I don't remember what you were
wasn't
going to
even
do.
fully dressed. I was still in my sleep attire.
He was dressed in like sweats.
Right. So just like him.
Yes.
We bonded. Look, and he was fantastic.
I don't think Goofy slept in that.
He was not. There was no promotion that he was going to be appearing, so it was a complete surprise, and I thought that was a nice little bonus surprise for me.
All of the Disney cruise ships have great character interaction.
And look, this continues the trend.
That's pretty great for Goofy
One-arm
to be able
push-ups.
to...
First, Captain America did push-ups. Now, Goofy here is doing push-ups. We tried to get the pirate, Captain Jack Sparrow.
I didn't try to do that.
He denied my request for push-ups.
And there you see, that's the AquaDunk.
AquaDunk. That is the
off
AquaDunk.
the edge, which I didn't do.
And you're kind of. I'm trying to show how high that thing is. That is very high above the ocean, the sea, when it's in force. So here we are. We're finally going on AquaDunk. I was all excited all day the first day because I really wanted to try this out, but I couldn't because we were so busy. So our first full day, that was one of the things I wanted to get accomplished.
And this is similar, not really similar to the AquaDuck, only in name.
Yeah, very different.
They're both slides.
Very different, and we're going to get into that. It is very different to the AquaDuck that is on the Disney Fantasy and Disney Dream. I have a feeling this might be one of a kind, because, Denise, you were telling a story as people were coming off this thing, they were asking everyone what they thought of it.
There wasn't anybody who said, I loved it.
I loved it. Except for me. I actually did like it. I went on it 4 times.
There was one guy who said, I guess I don't need a drink now. Like, I guess he swallowed some water.
Well, here's the trek up to the top, and you were actually quite scared just walking up the steps.
It was too much. I don't like heights, and I don't like too much with water slides. I did do the AquaDuck.
You are doomed.
Yes. The AquaDuck is actually a family-friendly slide, while this is sort of not as much. This is really more of a thrill slide. It's more of an
extreme type of a water slide. Again, it's actually, the first time I went on it, it was a little scary because the floor just drops, and you don't know for sure when it's going. You just stand there, and the Huey, Dewey, and Louie sort of count down that the floor is going to drop, but it's not quite timed exactly, and all of a sudden it just falls, and you go straight down. And I learned one thing the first time: you cannot see because the water goes right into your eyes and into your face. So every other time I kind of shielded my eyes with my hands.
So it's good to have goggles
yes.
or something.
And there was a family that had goggles. I said, you are the smart ones. Goggles are definitely the way. But again, I love the theming here. It looked like Huey, Dewey, and Louie were working on it. It was sort of their Imagineering project.
And you actually went on it 4 times.
Yes. Well, their first couple of renditions were rejected, but this prototype here, successful. So here we go. Yes, I did go on it a few times after getting over the initial scaredness the first time. I mean, it is. You're getting into this enclosed area. You know, it's not for everybody.
No.
But again, I actually enjoyed it, and if we had more to... here I am going on it now. I think you did a great job.
By the 4th time you said you liked it.
Yes. But I mean, you have to be careful. If you don't do it just right, you will have water in your nose or in your eyes, or there's also the whole wedgie factor. So there's many things that if you figure it out, if you know how to do it correctly, you will love it. But if you do it any bit wrong, it will not be as fun.
I did see a kid get off, and her mom was like, "Oh, did you like it?" And she said, "Yes." And
there I go. Look how fast.
The mom was like, "Do you want to go on again?" She's like, "No."
Well, anyway, that leads me to my theory. There was never a line on this thing. Unlike when you go on the AquaDuck, on the other ships, there's always a long line. This, no matter what time you went there throughout the whole cruise.
At least this time.
At least this cruise, you could pretty much go on with maybe four or five or less people in front of you. Leads me to think it's not for everyone. Now, there was another water slide on this cruise, and it was always at least a 20-minute wait at all times. We never even made it.
Now, this actually said 40 minutes, and you'll see that, but it was...
From that sign. That's 40 minutes if there was people all the way down to that sign.
I don't believe that, because if you have 10 people in line, it seemed like it would take 10 minutes, and that's like 100 people going down those stairs. I'm telling you,
that meant that 40 minutes was from that point.
I don't think that's
Trust
true.
Me. Anyway, enough of the AquaDunk. Again, I liked it, but it's not for everybody. We're going to move on. Now we're at the Marvel Avengers Academy, which is part of the, what's the name?
The Oceaneers
Lab. And tell us how old the kids are that would be able to enjoy this.
Well, this would be ages 3 to 12, unless it's an open house, and then parents and whoever wants to come in can check it out like we did, and that's how we got the footage.
Right, we came on open house, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. I wish we could have actually played the game. Apparently there's a big video game on the big screen.
I just read about it. Nothing was going on at this time. So then there's these little video games which you could play.
Well, they were not, these little ones were not activated during the open house.
Oh, is that true?
Because I think they just wanted to get people through there before they booked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why maybe then the big
I actually tried it because I wanted to record a little of it, and maybe, you know what? It's probably me not knowing how to do it. That could have been.
I know we're not
gamers.
No, not too much.
I like this lenticular of the Hulk, though.
I wonder if this is a game too. I have no idea.
I don't think this is a game. I think it's just a cool effect.
But superhero...
Those are the games.
Okay, well, I didn't try it. I thought I saw a kid on it, though. I'm pretty sure I saw a kid playing, well, so maybe...
As I said, it's probably just me not knowing how to do it.
I think that's probably true.
But I did get a little clip of the showing that it is not working. See?
Yes.
There's all the characters, Iron Man and Thor.
There's
Thor's hammer.
Yes.
No Thor, though. We've met Thor at Disneyland.
But not here.
Not here, but we met Captain America here just recently.
And Captain America also meets here. It says they get superhero visits, so I don't know if they have any other superheroes who have ever visited.
You know, this explains. Remember the one time we saw Captain America running through the lobby?
That's what
he must have been on his way.
I told you that then. He was probably with the kids.
We should have followed him.
No, we shouldn't have. We've already met him.
I'm just kidding.
And there's
one of the captain's backup shields there.
I don't know much about it.
Yes, well. And again, a different angle of Iron Man, the Iron Man suit. It's actually not Iron Man, it's one of the Iron Man suits. If you remember from the movie, a lot of his suits were destroyed.
It's hard to get any kind of photos without these lines.
Those glares. I think they add a cool effect.
They do. They do.
So, but Iron Man did not appear. There was no meeting Iron Man. That would be pretty cool, though, as if an actual Iron Man.
That would be.
Would that not be good? Yes.
But this looked like a fun. The whole Oceaneers Lab area looked like a lot of fun, and I'm sure kids enjoy this.
Well, I'm just glad that as adults we got to go and check it out. Plus, the best part, at least for me, is I liked the merchandise. We're going to take a look at some of the merchandise. I actually ended up buying. I bought that adult shirt right there.
And I guess a while back they didn't have any adult merchandise.
That's like a female shirt.
And look, you can see the Disney Magic. Yeah. I didn't even notice that.
If they had a Jeff version of it, I would have bought that thing.
It was
only a ladies.
I didn't notice that.
And that's a nice one with a ship too. See.
And these are actually, I think it said Marvel shirts on them, and they weren't like Disney.
Even though there was a Disney cruise.
Right.
Like my shirt
that
I bought still had Marvel. That was the brand. So this is the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
And this is more of an arts and crafts type area, and it looks, again, most of the kids club areas have some sort of video games, and I'm sure they have, I think we saw some cartoons and then they have artwork.
Right. Well, the artwork, I especially enjoyed the artwork in here because I've seen some of this before, and I couldn't put my finger on where. But I like the style. I think it's very nice.
I like it too. And is this where we saw the hiking
Yes,
Mickey?
I think we're going to see him very soon.
When I was a kid, this would have been much more my speed because, by age 12, I wouldn't have ever seen an Avengers film. Like, my parents would not have taken me to that type of an action film that early on. So
maybe nowadays, though, things have changed.
No, I still don't think so. I mean, 3, 4, 5-year-olds,
you may have identified more with the Mickey Mouse.
Yes, until 12.
But again, I really like the style. And where was it that we saw the mountain climber Mickey? Do you remember?
He's actually in a cartoon, but we saw him on a Yeti shirt.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was.
Epcot.
That's what it was.
And there is a Mickey table.
Yes, well, that table is very familiar. They used to have a table just like that at our local Hooters.
That's true. And not red, but
it was not red, but it was the color of the restaurant, and it seems to have disappeared. So, and it seems to have disappeared right around the same time of the reimagineering. Very suspicious. No. Anyway, so that was a look at the Mickey Mouse Club, and I think the next area that we're going to see is Andy's room.
And we had the most fun in here. We didn't go down the slides or anything. I probably would have broken the slide.
Well, I heard from a friend of ours that they were letting adults go on that slide at one point during may have been the media day. Oh. Can you imagine trying to squeeze down that slide?
No, I don't think I could do it right now.
I meant myself when I said squeeze.
Well, I'm talking about me too.
I have to say the cast members on the Disney Magic, just like the Disney Dream, were amazing. Especially, we had one of the cast members ask if we'd like our photo taken together.
Right.
And of course we said yes. And they said, would you like another? And we said, okay. And then we kept moving around and we went over here and we were holding on all the different hats and different pieces to Mr. Potato Head.
And then I think we had a picture in front of Slinky Dog too.
Right. But I think we finally wore out our welcome.
No, we did not.
She did. She continued to want to take more.
I know she kept offering it. I'm like, I think we're good. So otherwise, we could have taken her to the Avengers room.
We could have had her the whole cruise. It was wonderful, actually. But yeah, again, I love the theming. It's great for even adults. We can appreciate all this. There's a lot of detail here.
I think I actually would enjoy this area very much, and I did enjoy it very much.
Look at this. You're up on the bed. Do you get this? It's a giant
I did.
bed.
I'm not stupid.
What? I was implying nothing of the sort.
I knew it was his bed.
I think you have a picture of me with the backside of the Slinky Dog,
yeah,
too.
I think I have that.
Suspiciously
It made me a little nervous, like walking down the stairs again, though, because there were kids coming up.
Oh, but instead of going down the slide, I really think the slide would have been a tough fit for us.
I didn't say I would go on the slide either.
How are you going to get down? Jump down from the bed?
No, I did go down the stairs.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And there's Andy's room sign again.
That's right. And that's enough of that. But I just wanted to show an extended clip because it's a big difference. It's completely different than the old Disney Magic that we were on, and it's even different than what is on the Dream and the Fantasy. I don't
think I ever went into the old Disney Magic Oceaneers.
You never took a tour
club,
of it?
Any of it?
Well, it certainly wasn't like that.
Oh, actually, I think I did during a travel agent days, but it would have been very quick.
And here is Pirate Mickey. Day 2 was Pirate Night.
Yes.
And we didn't spend much time in Nassau, but we did get off, take some pictures and all that. But here is Mickey showing how he's demonstrating his sword play there.
And it's interesting to see the different characters who come out from when we see them on the Disney Dream.
Right, and another comparison about the Dream, and here is Minnie in her pirate garb. I can say this, there was a pirate Stitch.
Yes, we didn't see him.
He did not appear. Stitch was not a pirate on the Disney Dream.
And we actually just confirmed that we went through our navigators to see who was and who wasn't there.
Right, and it was just regular Stitch, not Pirate Stitch.
Right, he was at Castaway Cay.
Right, so, the only thing I could say about the Dream versus the Magic with the characters, especially in the atrium here in the lobby, there is much, much more room in the Dream to queue up and meet them, so they have to sort of spread around. Oh, here's Captain Jack!
Right. And this is Preludes, where Anna was on the Disney Dream, and also Captain Hook and Smee, we met them there. Captain America and Captain Jack were both in this location.
They must always put captains there.
That's what it seems like.
Because we had just seen the Captain of the Americas the night before, and we met Captain Jack, and I'm talking to Captain Jack right now, and I challenged him to do push-ups.
He doesn't do push-ups.
No, he said, I can guarantee you Captain Jack does not do push-ups. He was great. He was a lot of fun, and he remembered us the next day, and we'll get to that later on.
At Castaway Cay.
That's right. So anyway, later that night, it was the Pirates in the Caribbean party. Very different party than the party offered on the Dream.
Right. Did you like it better or worse?
Well, this part of the party was fun. It was sort of music from the 80s, and all the characters came out and they did a dance thing, and they would go out into the crowd. At one point, Mr. Smee comes out and he does sort of like a MC Hammer thing. I think I'm going to show that later, which was quite funny.
I will say, I get tired of so much of the dance party music. You see it in the parks and you see it on the ship, and I like a little bit, I wish they'd mix it up a little more.
Here he is. This is the only time Mr. Smee appeared the whole cruise. He was actually meeting and greeting on the Dream, but although this was also a one-day shorter cruise, and he was pretty fun. The party itself, to me, it's about the same type of party, but when it gets to the fireworks was the big difference. I found the Dreams, they actually call it the Buccaneer Blast fireworks, and this part's cool though. This is Mickey. Mickey actually makes a very cool appearance to start the fireworks.
Captain Jack on the Disney Dream is part of the show where he isn't here.
Right, there's much more Captain Jack. It's sort of themed around Pirates of the Caribbean, the movies, and Captain Jack, the fireworks itself. And this is played to the song Hero. You know, and
I don't really understand.
Weird. I mean, the fireworks are cool, and this opening is really cool, but no comparison to the Buccaneer Blast and the whole Pirates of the Caribbean. And they have sort of like a cannonball fight almost. That's what I get out of the Buccaneer Blast on the Dream, where this is just fireworks off the side of the ship. It's nice, it's good, but I don't think it's as spectacular as what you can find on the bigger ships.
But it is better than, I mean, when we won the Magic before, there was no fireworks.
Right.
So,
oh, yeah, that's true.
You know, it's something that other ships generally don't have.
And I'm a big Mickey fan, so I loved seeing Mickey appear, you know, in the funnel and come sliding down. So that was cool. But, yeah, I mean, other than that, it was basically the same kind of party. And it's not something that we get into because we're not into the whole dance party thing. But obviously, a lot of people are enjoying it and are having fun. And we like meeting the characters dressed in their pirate finery.
Right. That to me was the most fun part of this. Like, I can take or leave the dance party part, but I did enjoy seeing Mickey come down the rope.
Right, right. And afterwards, they had sort of a midnight, it's not really midnight, but a late night pirate buffet. And there's a difference. The food is pretty much the same.
Right, tacos,
it's in cabanas.
potatoes.
Well, especially the turkey legs.
Yes,
this
turkey
is the
legs.
one time where you can have as many turkey legs as you want. No extra charge. As a matter of fact, there they are right there. But it made me want to eat one. And we had
already had a big meal. So, like the last time on the Dream, we had eaten in Palo and we had an early meal. So here we had just eaten. So
and I was still
hungry.
Forced to eat one. I have to say before we get into this is Castaway Cay. Before we get into it, the nighttime pirate event was a half hour on the Magic, and it was 45 minutes or longer on the Dream. So you had a little more time to eat.
But it was plenty. It was, if you made your way to the buffet quick, it was fine.
So here we are. We're on Castaway Cay, always my favorite day, and the Disney characters are there to welcome us. We didn't need to see them as much because we had gotten them fully before, but we did want to see Captain Jack again, of course.
I was okay. I felt like I had seen enough Captain Jack.
We had already met him before at the tram stop. This was our third time meeting Captain Jack. I think you were a little embarrassed.
Well, I was like, I think we've already met him. I'm good. And that's, you know, I don't always want to go through lines for characters more than once.
The captain was happy to meet us. He even made a comment on your Imagineering shorts.
Oh.
I was surprised the captain knew what Imagineering was.
You should have asked him about that.
I should have. I said, how do you know what Imagineering is, Mr. Captain Jack Sparrow? But it was fun. Great fun.
It was a nice time on the Serenity Bay. It wasn't too crowded at all.
Yeah, we always love Serenity Bay. And you had a great idea to rent bikes.
Right. Well, I had rented a bike many, many years ago, although it was a very hot day, so I returned it a little bit quicker. But they told us $10 for the entire day, and we ended up using.
It was $10 for the whole day.
They haven't changed the sign. $10 an hour.
Here's a biker. That looks like a professional biker right there.
We went out for maybe 2 hours total because we'd return it and then.
Well, again, they were so nice. They said we could break it up. We didn't have to do it all in one shot. So we were able to rent a bike, do some exploring, turn the bike in, walk around, have something to eat, then pick the bike back up, continue. It was $10 for the day. So
but the sign says $10 per hour.
Right. And, you know, someone else that we talked to was confused and they rushed to get it back in an hour. And then they told them, oh, you could have kept it all day. So I would suggest they need to make it clear. Well, we rented it at Serenity Bay, the adult area, and that was very clear where it was $10 per day. But if you rented it at I guess it's outside of Cookies 2, the restaurant called Cookies 2, that's where the sign still said $10 for the day.
And I have never been down to this.
For the hour, I'm sorry, $10 for the hour.
Right. I had never been down to this tower before. I didn't even know there was a tower down here. I don't remember ever seeing it. So this was really a fun discovery for us.
I had no idea it was there. I just decided I'm going to start recording, and I go around the corner, and there's huge observation towers here with all these nautical signs and things to look out. I thought it was great. I loved the tower.
I felt like we found something we weren't supposed to find at first, but then there was all these bicycles outside.
Yeah, when we first got there, there was just one person leaving. So I like these nice little the birds there, the pelicans.
And the guests who decided to do the 5K, which is free, we didn't do that, but I guess they'll walk past the tower, but not up the tower, and then...
Well, they're competing. There's no time for the tower.
I don't think they're competing. I think they're just having fun. And there's a bird in, it looks like
the
an outhouse.
Hmm.
You would think they don't really need an outhouse.
And here they have a observation binoculars there.
I know there's 2 sets of them. One of them points towards the ship.
Right, and there's a view of the ship. The ship is actually quite far away from where you are, and it's really nice being up here because you get a great overview of how big the island is. And here's the bike path, and I think I'm going to pan down and we're going to see where our bikes are parked.
And I hadn't remembered that part of Splash was filmed here, the film.
The film Splash, right, was filmed on the island. Who knew?
Well, part of it.
Yeah, of course, not the whole.
It wasn't Castaway Cay at the time.
Just the island. That's right. It was before they had. Are you sure it was not Castaway Cay when they filmed it?
It wasn't Castaway Cay at the time. This is almost like 30 years ago.
Oh, that's true.
And it was like a drug running island before that, so it's had quite a history.
The illustrious history. But we loved it. I have not ever seen this much of Castaway Cay. I loved it, and I would highly recommend the bike.
There's
rentals.
Massage cabins, so if you rent a massage, we were passing those on the bike. And they have like water boxes where you can get water, although they started running out by the time when we were heading down here, all the water boxes were empty.
Right, that's true. And I think what we just passed, are they not all-day cabana rentals too? Is that what that was? Or
they're
was
like
that the
massage. So if you want a massage, I think those are the massage cabanas.
I misunderstood because it did have people's names up front, so I thought it was maybe a all-day cabana.
I don't know if they can be there all day or not. I've never really looked into the massages for myself on Castaway Cay.
Well, if anyone has ever done that, let us know.
I can look it up too. But yeah, if anybody's done it,
engage our listener. They are the best in the world. They know everything more than us.
Well, sometimes.
So anyway, here's the beach. This is kind of the end of Serenity Beach. And it's not a really far away island. There's other islands and other land that can easily be seen. But I always would think that it was a secluded island.
Right, it does feel very secluded.
But from certain areas you see land.
I think it's sort of part of a chain of islands. I could be wrong, but I was just reading up on it. And we ended up on the family beach after Serenity Bay.
And you actually went in the water with me.
I did, a little bit.
I was amazed.
It was warmer than in February.
So this was one of our favorite experiences of the whole ship, and far better than on the
Disney Dream.
The Disney Dream was the Animator's Palette. It was spectacular, and I know they've even upgraded it since the old days.
Right. In the old days, it was very nice, but now they have the artwork comes to life, and I know on the Disney Fantasy, it's even more upgraded, but I would like to see the Disney Dream maybe take more of this route and not the turtle talk.
Yeah, the turtle track, or the turtle talk is kind of lost on us because we could see it any time. It might be more exciting for people who aren't able to see that all the time.
But we weren't able to. We were in the center of the room last time, and you couldn't really see anything that was going on.
This is just so Disney. I mean, all the sketches, and they've upgraded it. We saw Princess Anna, I mean, it's right up to, matter of fact, there she is right now being drawn, see? So pretty amazing. Amazing stuff.
This is one of the things that we find more upgraded on the Disney Magic than on the Disney Dream.
Now it's starting to turn into color. That means they're getting ready to do the little show. And I just want to say, we're not going to get into the food here because the food is identical to the food that we had at the Animator's Palette.
I don't even remember what I had.
Well, if go back a few shows and watch it, and we actually ordered similar food because it was the same exact menu. So I compared it, so I didn't bother going through that again. We're going to concentrate on the experience. So as you can see, there's Brave, the sparkling, the magic has started, and it's kind of like a typical Disney thing, where you start with the happy-go-lucky characters, and all of a sudden it turns villains. Yeah, it turns to villains, and it gets a little scary. And a lot of the music that you hear is very reminiscent of Phantasmic, if not the exact Phantasmic score.
I think it is, at least some of it.
Later on when Mickey comes out. And here, of course, is the heart, the sad part here, where it looks like Flynn may not make it.
It is. I mean, it's a whole show, and it's fantastic. And everybody, like, we're in an area where we can probably see it less than almost anybody else, and we still had a great view.
And it's silent. I mean, everyone's paying attention. Look at all the people are actually watching in this show. You know, the kids aren't running around. It's really good. And of course, I say that, and this guy's leaving.
It is like right after dessert or during dessert, and there were some guests who had already left the room.
But this is the finale, and the fireworks are about to come. But the highlight of the whole thing, Sorcerer Mickey. Tremendous. And he's doing his phantasmic moves at the time the phantasmic song is playing. Da 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 da. So it's full force.
I would have really liked to have had this restaurant again during our trip, and I know it was only 3 nights.
We had it for breakfast.
I know,
the next
but
day.
Mickey was not there.
Yes, we said Mickey should be saying goodbye to us at that breakfast.
I did not say that.
One of our travel companions said that, and Mickey did not get the message.
Again, this is one of the really bright spots of the Disney Magic where you're like, wow, this is, you know, there are some areas of the Disney Magic ship that are fantastic.
Now, this is the goodbye show, and of course, it's very sad because the cruise is coming to an end. It's the Till We Meet Again show, and these are most of the characters. They even brought out the characters from the different stage show. So there was the Twice Charmed, there was the Villains Tonight.
Can I mention Twice Charmed is my favorite Disney cruise show that I have ever seen, and they have terrific shows on this cruise. So again, plus.
Oh, and here comes Stitch. It's past his bedtime. Poor Stitch did not want to leave. He wanted the cruise to continue. Look at how sad. Look at how sad.
We've got the Pirate Stitch again.
Yes. But you're right. I mean, the shows were fantastic. I also love Twice Charmed. And what was the show at the end? Not Believe. Believe was
Dreams.
Disney Dreams.
And
wonderful.
We've seen that before. I mean, that's been there forever.
Right, right. But it's a great way to end it, you know, with a fireworks finale and all the effects. It was awesome. And of course, later on the last night, we had the lobby to ourselves, and we had some chance to see Helmsman Mickey here one last time.
And Helmsman Mickey was, I mean, this is the first ship that I ever walked on in 1998.
Right.
Any ship. I had never been on any ship, and Disney was my first.
Very sad. It's now the last morning, and we open up our balcony, and there's Port Canaveral, and it's time to go home. See you real soon.
And they didn't have that on the Disney Dream. It was a nice little bonus, you know, it felt more Disney, you know, in the morning.
Right. Well, I don't necessarily need to be reminded to see you real soon. So,
but it's okay. I like that.
But we had a great time. We highly recommend a Disney cruise vacation. We can't wait to go again.
What was interesting to me, even though the ship isn't the Disney Dream, to me the Disney Dream is an amazing ship. We have not been on the Fantasy yet. Was how many guests told us that they preferred the Disney Magic because of the size of the ship.
Right.
And I just thought that was very interesting.
Well, it's intimate compared to the Dream. And there are advantages of having a smaller ship. For instance, when you're here on Castaway Cay, there's never a problem getting a seat, to go on the slides, to do all the fun things. It's much less crowded because there's less people going onto the island. And they've expanded the island for a full-size, larger ship. So that's one of the advantages.
Well, the Disney Magic allows for 2,700 passengers and the Disney Dream for 4,000. So that's 1,300 more passengers with the Disney Dream.
Right.
There were also parts of the Disney Magic I thought could use a little more of an upgrade. The public, at least one of the public restrooms.
The elevators especially were very small.
Oh my gosh, the elevators were so tiny. And then also the murals, you would think that they would have repainted them to not look so old. And also, you know, there were little things like the photos didn't look, they could have updated some of the artwork. I love the enchanted artwork on the Disney Dream where they don't have anything like that.
But there's an advantage to that too, because with the enchanted artwork in the new game that they have
that
on the Dream,
can be a little annoying sometimes.
They could have people crowded playing the game. You know, the Midship Detective Agency game. So actually, again, there's another, you know, it's like Disneyland. It's the original. It's charming. It's not as extravagant as some of the newer parks, but it's still, I really enjoyed it. I would go on the Dream again, on the Magic again, and the Dream, the Fantasy,
I would
and the
do
Wonder.
any of them. Well, right, but the thing is, I don't really consider it the same as far as Disneyland because if you are at Disneyland, they seem to have a lot more attractions than we do at the Magic Kingdom.
It's a poor analogy because I know Disneyland is better for the most part.
I think Disneyland is better than the Magic Kingdom.
It's not my best analogy, but you get the idea. It's the original, so it's nice to see it again.
And the lobby here seems so tiny, but I mean, you get used to it after you've been in it. Now, when we go back on the Dream, we'll be like, oh my gosh, this is a huge lobby.
Right.
But overall, I mean, if it's apples to apples and you're paying about the same, I would go personally on the Disney Dream.
Well, also, if your family is looking to enjoy like the slide, like the water feature, certainly the AquaDuck is a family slide. Matter of fact, you and I can go on that together. You will never go on the AquaDunk.
No, I will never go on the AquaDunk.
There's no chance, and you should never go on the AquaDunk because you would die.
I would not die, but I would freak out. I would be like traumatized for life.
Right. So, I mean, it's certainly, I think that's something they need to think about. And if they ever do the Wonder, perhaps come up with something else because...
More family friendly. Something thrilling,
it's very limited.
But family friendly.
Right, right. Again, it's not for everybody. I liked it, but again, it's certainly not for everybody. What else? What other differences do we have to say?
Again, Twice Charmed to me was worth going on the Disney Magic for alone because I think that is the best show that I have ever seen at sea on a Disney cruise.
But everybody has different opinions on the shows. I mean, some people love Villains Tonight. We thought
that.
Villains Tonight was a very poor show.
Average, very average.
Right. So it's all of what you're looking for in a show. So you can't really... Golden Mickeys. People love the Golden Mickey.
I think Twice Charmed, though, is a very special show.
And what else? Let's wrap it up.
I think that's about it. We had a great time on both ships, the Disney Dream in February and the Disney Magic this month. Looking forward to another Disney cruise at some point, though we're going to be on Carnival for a couple of nights. I've never done that.
That's right. That was a last minute, not last minute, but a recent media invite. So it'll be interesting to see what we think of Carnival after these 2 Disney cruises that we've just done. So.
Well, they're upgrading their ships as well, so it should be a lot of fun.
So that's about it for this week. We want to thank our sponsor, Theme Park Connection, and we will see everybody next week. Next week, it's Easter.
I know, Easter. I can't believe it. Actually, this coming week.
And we're also getting close to show number 100. So if anybody has any suggestions or things they want to see out of our show number 100, I can tell you this: we're already planning to have some really good prizes to give away for show 100. So any other ideas, let us know. Otherwise, we'll be giving away prizes.
And we're going
the normal show.
And on our Facebook page, we've been fielding questions. So.
Anyway, so that's a early happy Easter, and we will see everybody next week.
Have a great week.
Thanks, everybody.